I'm just going to start off by saying this. The Moog Matriarch, to me, is the most inspirational synth Moog has made in the last 10 years. Outside of the Sub 37, the Moog Matriarch to me is the greatest hits of pieces of Moog history wrapped into one very inspiring instrument. There's nothing like having to create a sound from scratch, and with the Moog Matriarch, there's really no other way to do it. While I'm a preset playboy myself, there are so many things that I get from just crafting a sound from nothing, and every time I'm with the Moog Matriarch, it's a joy. When I think about all the other instruments and synthesizers I have, there's a reason why I don't keep too many. I honestly have not bought a new full-blown synthesizer in over 5 years. The amount of things I have laying around to make music feels endless. I haven't actually reviewed a synthesizer in 2 years, and there's a good reason. Talking about gear feels very pointless sometimes, and I love making music, so that's where my time goes. The Moog Matriarch makes me want to make music with it. It's not as fully featured as other instruments, but its stripped down parts make it so perfect for someone like me. Someone who just wants to make sounds. While the Prophet 6 will always be my most cherished synthesizer, Dave Smith created a modern day classic with that one, and the Moog Matriarch may not be that, but I believe it can be. I believe the Matriarch is Moog's last great synthesizer, and while I love the Muse and I love the Messenger, at the time the Matriarch was released, Moog had really hit an incredible stride where reaching back into the past and also capturing what was going on at the time was all done in one box. While the Subharmonicon is my favorite and I believe the most creative Moog synthesizer of the last 15 years, the Moog Matriarch may be a close second. On the surface, it doesn't seem like there's much more than a paraphonic or super monster monophonic synth. Now, when I mentioned the Matriarch is a collection of Moog's greatest hits, it features the stereo analog filter based on the classic Moog 904A module. You can lay out beautiful soundscapes with the stereo analog filter, and it has 3 different filter modes: series, stereo, and parallel. And I think I love the stereo the most, but it's really up to everybody. VCF1 has the ability to operate in either high pass or low pass, while VCF2 always is a low pass filter. While the Matriarch as a whole has 90 patch points, I think something missing in the filter section is the ability to patch directly into a resonance and modulate that. That's unfortunate there. Adding to the greatest hits is the stereo analog delay, and I know I've tried to get my hands on the 500 series analog delay from Moog for years, but honestly they're just in the collector's market at this point. You can't get them, and I'm not going to try at that price. But guess what? It's here, and for the price of just a Matriarch, you get that 500 series inspired analog delay, and it is glorious. Now yes, my favorite Moog of all time is the Sub 37, not even the subsequent 37, the original Sub. And the Matriarch and the Sub 37 couldn't be further apart. The Matriarch to me harkens back to the classic Moog sound. I love it. It sings, whereas the Sub 37 growls. While I know in 2025, companies are trying to sell you the newest, shiniest thing all the time, I think looking back is the way. This channel has consistently been about looking back to the greatest hits of synthesizers of the past, not just the shiny new thing in front of you. The Moog Matriarch to me is a culmination of that idea, and I love that. The lack of presets may seem like a huge hindrance to a newcomer, but I believe that it will make you a better synthesist in the end. I love making music. I've made 2 albums since I reviewed my last synthesizer, and I think that's more valuable than anything I could really say about a piece of gear. The Matriarch to me looks best in black, but in any color, the sound is classic, the look is beautiful, and above all, it's prepared for the future as much as it's a love letter to the past.